Hey everyone, welcome to Two Car Pros. My name is Ryan, and today I'm going to show you exactly how to change the rear shock absorbers for a 2015 Toyota Prius. This is really easy and a great way to save money, so let's don some eye protection and some gloves and jump into it. So the first thing we're going to do is remove these wheel coverings. I know not every single Prius has these, but they're fairly common. There'll be a little teeny tiny slot right here where you can put a flat prying implement in to kind of help you out. The end of a tire iron works really well. That's what this is actually for, but this car didn't come with one. There we go. They're not on super crazy tight either. Then we're gonna take a 21mm socket and we're just gonna break our lugs loose going down with gravity. Makes it a lot easier. Alternatively, you could just use your tire iron that came with the car. There we go. Now we can lift the vehicle safely into the air, or at least enough off the ground to get the wheel off. So then we can back the lug nuts the rest of the way off with that 21mm. And sometimes wheels like to stick to their hub assemblies, so you can just kind of tap it from the top like that, and then remove the wheel. Now where I put this when I'm working with a jack and jack stands is I just put it underneath the vehicle, laying flat. That way, if something were to happen to that jack stand that I'm relying on, the car can only fall so far as the wheel, and it might save you. And then right here, located behind the brake rotor, is the first mounting point for our shock absorber, and is a 17mm headed bolt with a 17mm nut. So let's remove them. I'm going to use a 17mm wrench on the nut side and a 17mm socket with my impact implement on the bolt head side. There you go, not too bad. So now you get to this stage and you can't remove this bolt. That's because all the tension of this shock absorber is pushing down on it. How do you get around that? Use a floor jack and put it here where I have my screw jack here because I'm working with a lift. And I would use a block of wood or something to kind of protect the car because it's a lot of force to put on that one spot. And you only need a little bit of force, not like a ton. You don't need to offset the weight of the vehicle or anything. Basically, that's going to take a lot of tension off and you'll be able to remove that bolt easy as pie. So as you open the trunk, right here is the little access panel for the top of the shock tower. You just grab a little prying implement, pry that cover off, and it exposes the nut we need to remove. So I've noticed that our stud here is pretty rusty and gross, so I'm going to use some WD-40 on it, being sure to not get it on any of the carpet. There we go, I'm just going to let that sit for a minute. Now that that's sat for a minute, I'm going to go ahead and grab a 17mm wrench. Helps to have a ratcheting wrench. And if you like mine, I'll leave mine in the product area on YouTube and the description. So you might notice when you turn this, it just turns the whole assembly and you're not really getting anywhere. That's because you need a 6mm Allen to go in the head of it, like this, and then you have something to tighten against. Or loosen against, rather. Okay, so you get to this point, there's only a couple of threads holding that on. Grab the shock with your other hand around, or have a helper, and we can just remove that nut the rest of the way. There we go. Remove that nut, and throw this nut into the trash. They're kind of one-time use, and your new shock absorber should come with one. So I have my old unit here, and this little sheath cover piece is actually removable, and it sizes up the shaft on here to match what the body of the car wants, and it also helps spread out load. This is not an optional part, so you do have to remove it. As a consequence, you need to put it on here. I get this comment a lot where people want to load this up and snip this off and get it off real quick and, you know, have the shock expand into its home. Yeah, I mean, that's the way a lot of people have done it over the years and stuff, but look, these aren't that hard to compress. See? Yes, this is the old one and you can see why it's being replaced, but my point still stands and I'll show that with this as well. So we can cut this. And watch. It's all the way at the end of its travel. I'm going to leave the little sheath on to protect the threads. And watch. I can very easily compress this and put it back, so don't worry about that. Some people seem to think this is like a Herculean thing that you can't push back down, but you can. We're going to take our sheath and put it over our new unit, just like that. And if this sheath, like the rubber isolator inside of there, is all crumbling and this is just a mangled mess, go ahead and get a freshie. And now we can go back to the car with our brand new nut, like I said, it would come with. So this is the back side of where the top of our shock goes, and we can just place that into its home like this. And then we can come down here to this clevis where the bolt goes through for the lower part, and we can just kind of lower it down a little bit and put that into place. And then again, 17mm fasteners, and we're just going to tighten that down. And I'll put a torque spec on screen for you, just so you're happy, but between you and me, I think just pretty tight, like that much, is adequate. So I have a jack in the place I showed you guys earlier, and what I'm going to do is just give that jack a couple pumps while I help guide the shock absorber into its home. We don't want anything to bind. Just do this until it is in its home. And now we can go to the trunk area again. Top of the shock tower, now we can replace our nut. And this one's actually 18mm, which is interesting, which is why I suggest always buying the set of things, like my ratcheting wrenches here, because you never know. Same part, same everything, except a little bit of a different revision. Then we need to hold the center shaft with a 5mm Allen, so again, another change, and tighten that down. There we go. And if I find a torque spec for you, I'll put it on screen, but just pretty good one arm tight is sufficient. And then we can put our little cover piece back on. Awesome. Then we can relieve our jack of its duties. There we go. Then we can grab our wheel, put that back on. Making sure it is flush with the hub here, or the rotor, however you want to look at it. I like to put these on by hand because they have a shank on them. Sometimes this little shank will grip onto the outside of the hole where it should be, and it won't tighten up. And again, 21mm socket. And always go in a star pattern. Alright, our torque spec for these lug nuts is 76 foot-pounds. I saw some other resources online that also said 82, so I think it matters whether or not you have alloy rims or steel rims. So I'm just going to go with that 76 figure because that's what's in this manual. And again, we're going to do that in a star pattern to ensure even clamping force. And the problem with putting too much torque on these studs is you can actually just break them off. I know it doesn't seem possible or likely, but it does happen. There we go, and I'm going to do it again just to be extra sure. Nice. If you want to put your wheel covers back on, which I recommend, the way you line it up is with the valve stem. So it comes out to this little arch here, and you just kind of line it up. There we go. Make sure it's not going to just fall off. Oh, we're good. So that's how to replace the rear shocks on a 2015 Toyota Prius. Something super easy. You could totally do this in your driveway or garage or something like that. If I wasn't filming, I could probably knock this out in just a couple of minutes. It's really that easy. And I know I'm gonna get this comment as well. You can technically do this job without removing the wheel. It just makes it a little harder, and honestly, I think it's worth it to take the wheel off to ensure that you can do the job a little more easily. I think it's worth it, and I hope you do too. If not, please let me know down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this video or found it interesting at all, please consider becoming a member. It is a direct way to help the channel out by clicking that join button down below. Barring that, a like, comment, and subscription go a huge way in helping my channel out as well, and it tells YouTube that I did a good job, and I'd be so appreciative. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time.